Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to Starsector, where we are starting out in a somewhat far-flung area of the sector. Okay, moderately stones-tossed, flung part of the sector here, over in Beerith, and we have just finished from popping a loot pinata, and there's actually more loot down here in the mining station. But when we went to investigate the station, we tripped a booby trap, and there is now a pirate fleet looking for us. Now, they have a decent-sized fleet. Let's get a little closer so we can see them. Here we go. We're going to see us there. So they have a cruiser ship, that's the one on the left there. They have 2 destroyers, that's the second 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frigates. So a decently large ship, or decently large fleet. And that ship on the left is probably the toughest nut to crack. Now, we don't have a fleet to sneeze at either. We have 1 destroyer and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you don't count, frigates. So we are at a distinct disadvantage in terms of sheer numbers, but I think it's worth taking them on because 1, they have a lot of demods, so their ships might just not function very well, and 2, when you fight fleets larger than yourself, you can get bonus experience points for them. Hey, buddies. So let's see. We won't get any reputation damage from pirates. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Let's open a comm link. Wait, someone actually answered this thing? You never really need to open a comm link unless it's actually yellow. If the link is yellow, then they have interesting things to say. Otherwise, it's just kind of meh. Let's go ahead and we're going to engage. And so here, and we've seen this before, but I kind of skipped over it previously, this will indicate kind of how difficult the battle is going to be. I mean, you're kind of expected to take a look at their fleet and compare it to yours so you sort of understand, you know, how tough the battle is, but as a new player, that can be difficult. And it's kind of unfortunate that you don't really get a good read on just how much more powerful the game thinks the enemy is until you're already basically powering up guns and zipping into combat. But let's go ahead and we're going to continue in. We are going to deploy everything, actually including our phase frigate, because the phase frigate is basically a budget omen, and we can set this guy up with a buddy, like maybe our hammerhead, to go and kill everything around it. So this will cost us 42 supplies. We are going to stack up here. This is actually pretty important at this point. And again, I like to do groups of 2. I don't see a huge need. I'll tell you what. Let's have you go off on your own. You should be fine. I'm going to have, say, the 2 wolves. Let's have you hang around with him. And you will follow this wolf. So the officered wolf will sort of lead the way. And once again, I forgot to actually change up my stuff here. Let's go ahead and we are going to coming in hard and fast. Oh my goodness. We are going to set an avoid order on this guy. And I think beyond that, we're going to just let our ships do what they need to do. Yeah. There we go. He's pretty well down for the time being. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Ooh, that hurt. Woof! Okay. Let's see about just taking care of you. Oh. Turn my guns back on, that would help. Ooh, clunk. Oh, we don't like it. Would you get out of the way, Omen, please? We're gonna need a little bit of help with this one, I think. Yeah, we'll just sort of very carefully take out this guy. There we go. That's more like it. Ooh, 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 that was bad. That was a very clever one, buddy. That was very clever of you. That's this guy shooting those. Don't like that. What are you guys doing? Would you guys please come up here and help me with this? Have we lost some ships already? No, not yet. We're going to, I think. Okay, these guys are doing pretty good work over here. I think I want to send them down here to engage him. I don't want this guy getting too close, but then again, he is a safety override ship, so I think we'll be okay. We will see. You, come here and just help me kill this guy. That will get both of them up here and actually doing stuff, hopefully. Come on, let's go. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's work on his shield a little bit. Go ahead and just get that done. And put up our dukes again. Once again, back out and vent. Force him to keep his shield up. And no thank you. These little jerks. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Omen. That's why we have you. There we go. Yeah, that's more like it. You guys were useless. You can't even keep up with the, Oh, I said for that. I want to eliminate. No, you eliminate. Oh, you try to do a fighter strike, but you can't. Because all you have are those drones. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay. Let's go ahead and take out these little guys. And then this guy. There we go. Okay. How are we all doing down here? Not super well. So it looks like we need to come in and hopefully save our hammerhead from almost certain doom. Let's get on down there as fast as we can. Now there is inertia, so you don't actually have to like run your engines or press forward the whole time. But as the battle moves, I like to just sort of adjust where I'm pointing, and that way I adjust my heading on my ship so I can actually arrive at the battle on time, or at least not too late. Oh, we are way up here. My goodness, are you guys still moving south? What is even going on? He's taking some damage. And you probably need help with him. Yeah. Alright, we're going to come in and try to stab this guy in the back. Hey, buddy. Yeah. You're going to have friends here in a minute. Ooh. Okay, our shade is reporting problems, so we're going to send the shade home. You retreat right now. I want this guy engaged as well. No, I kind of want... you know what? We'll do... Let's do... this. I'll cancel your assignment. I could use you over here. Whoop! Ooh, I don't like that too much. Now we're talking. Ooh. I actually got a missile off by accident, and it actually worked really well. Wow. Okay. Gone. It's just you. Oh, and the wolf up here. Okay. Let's go. You know what? Let's tell you guys. Take him out first. You come support him. And we're going to go help out with the Eradicator. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, that's really going to hurt. Can you get out of there? Oh my goodness. You need to get out of there. Wow. Come on. Just back up, dude. Just back up. I'm here to shut down this guy's weapons for you. Yeah, I know. And dump our flux. And this guy has an officer, assuming it doesn't make the text bigger. They have polarized armor, which is it's a real stubborn one, where the higher their flux gets, the less damage they take from your hits when their shields are down. Well, in general, but when their shields are down is especially pertinent. So these guys are going to be a tough nut to actually deal with here, but with enough EMP damage, he'll go down. Don't you worry. And there it goes. There we go. Yeah, okay. So there we go. We took on a fleet that the game decided was a much larger threat than we were. We didn't lose any ships. We did have to retreat our Shade, but you know what? I think that's a win. We lost 10 crew. Not too bad. We can recover one of their awful ships. We're going to skip that. And we're just going to pick through the wreckage. Yeah, don't mind if I do. And we'll leave that there. And we gained a level. Nice. We're going to do a quick double salvage here. So this is the first battle we've had where we offered the chance to do a double salvage. So I'm going to take it because we can get a few more supplies and that will replenish our ships as they repair themselves. Now I think we are going to leave the mining station, but it hurts. It hurts to leave it, but I think we have to. So, we are here on the character screen then, and I am definitely thinking, now that we have a fleet that is chock full of frigates and one destroyer, that it is time for us to take Wolfpack Tactics, which will give all of our frigates a 20% damage increase against all larger ships, and it will give our Hammerhead a 10% damage boost against cruisers and capital ships. And our frigates will also get 50% more peak operating time, and our destroyer, our Hammerhead, will get 25% more. And since that is a safety overrides ship, as you can see we have over here, since it's been a while I'll show you what this is. Safety overrides makes this ship faster, it fluxes harder, it also doesn't last as long in battle. So any additional peak performance time is great because it is sitting at just under half of its default performance time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this because this is an amazing skill to have for a fleet of small craft. It is, in fact, absolutely necessary. And that means we can actually get into better officers here soon, although this is a pretty good one too. So we may grab that at some point. Alright, so we are going to... yeah, I guess we will leave this mining station for now. We don't need to be stealthy anymore. You know what? Let's get the mining station. There might be good mod specs in there, or weapons and things, and we can just dump the all of the ore, because ore is just not very valuable. Oops. Wrong button. Let's do it. Yeah, because this wasn't even a very big one. Okay. So we'll take that, and that, and that. And we'll take that. And now we're full. And then again, we'll double tap it. There we go. Got a few more mod specs, got some more supplies, and we can dump the rest. Sometimes you end up with like 20,000 ore, and those kind of feel bad leaving like 10 million credits worth of ore floating about, but that was not too bad as far as leaving behind. So our next objective here is we're going to go and we're going to hop through here after saving. And we're going to go down to a derelict ship that we have a mission for that's a decent distance away. That better just be a sensor ghost. But it is down in Beta Arwald. A red dwarf is orbiting a jump point. It's probably just the only jump point in the system, I'm going to guess. We're going to go ahead and set in a course. And yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. It's going to take us 16 days to get there. We have 38 days left on the mission. That is fine. We did spend a bit longer than usual up in this system here. Now you see we have this annoying little gnat flying around us. These are sensor ghosts that do a really annoying thing, which is they give you these bursts that drain your drive field and dump you down to the sneaking speed, which is not my favorite thing to happen. That's probably just sensor ghost too. Yeah, but these are really irritating. It's really bad when you get like 4 of these at once that spin around you. I could do without those, honestly. Let's floaty our way through here. Now, you know, I think I am going to... Ooh. Since we're getting these, since we're near this, that means there's probably a pirate base in here. So we're not going to go in there. In fact, I'm going to go and just take a peek here. It's probably going to give us their Awooga. Yeah. So we're not going to go in there just yet. Maybe once we have a nice big pirate hunting fleet. Ooh. Gonna sneak our way through here. And here we go. We're in the clear. Oh, temporarily in the clear. And our little friend has left. It's good news. Okay. Orbiting a jump point. We have outer system and we have fringe. Now we have, how much time left do we have on this? 24 days. I think we can afford to just hop in here and see if it's anywhere near this jump point. Hey, we have a domain error probe and a tundra world. Huh, okay. Let's go take a look at this probe. Explore, and we can just salvage it. Sure, why not? Free stuff, and more free stuff. Oops. Leave that, take that. Okay. And then we need to go probably down to this jump point here, and there is a... I am familiar with this. We will check that place out here shortly. We're going to get our way down here to a derelict ship hanging out down here. Oh my. This is a real graveyard, isn't it? Look at that. Ooh, probes, and oh, we have drone ships. Oh, these are not normal ships. So we are not able to do anything with these aside from strip them for stuff. But we can also... Let's go ahead and salvage this place. Sure. And we will check out this ship here. Run the package, get the money. We can salvage it, but we're just going to get some regular stuff. I'll just show you that. So we got that. Not really worth, I think, at this point, salvaging all of these, but next time we come out here, it might be worth it. Although this might be worth it if there's anything interesting in it. Nope, just salvage. Okay. So let's head up to Sentinel here, because this is one of the... It's a story mission, I think, but I've only ever bumped into it. I've never actually, like, been given a mission to go find this. I've always just bumped into it. And, ooh, what is this? We have another graveyard over here. Oh, wow. Hidden Cache, Cerberus class, Colossus. Okay, I do think I know what's going on here. And a Sunder. That's a Destroyer. And a Manticore. Can explore an amount of heavy armaments. No, not worth it. We will just salvage it and take these. They are expensive. And let's see, a Manticore, are you worth salvaging? Oh. So again, we got some more hyperspace topography points. That's pretty cool to have. And no, it's just for salvage, I think. I'm going to slow down here because we keep bumping into things. Another Destroyer. No, not going to bother with that one. A Prometheus. Ooh, okay, so here we have a pod, a single pod, and you will occasionally run across these pods in derelict ships, and sometimes on stations, or even if you are exploring ruins on a planet. These pods will typically have an officer in them. So there we go, we have Lieutenant Monday Elysium, level 5. They will typically start either at level 5, or there are, I believe, 4 per sector. As in 4 per game, there are 4 level 7 officers you can get and add to your fleet this way. Now, you don't get any say in what skills or demeanor the officer has, so they might just be junk. But let's go ahead and we will leave this. We don't need to salvage that. Oh, there's a Luddic Path ship. Interesting. We'll do not now for that one too. And what else do we have here? A modified freighter. We got the location of a Domain Era probe from that one. And some smaller ships here. We'll take a look at these guys too. Another probe location. Another modified freighter. And we have an Eradicator, like the one that we just fought a few minutes ago. Oh, some sleeper pods. We got 42 more crew. Not too bad. And this ship is actually in fairly good shape, but again, we're not quite ready for this yet. I think this is kind of too big for us to deal with, and I don't really think this is worth a story point. Now, I do know that we do not want to mess with this guy, because there appear to be automated defenses here. And you see these are officered, but they're not officered with people, per se. These are officered with AI cores, and they are very, very dangerous. So let's go ahead, we're going to do a quick ping, just to see if there's anything else interesting in the area. There is not. But let's go visit up here momentarily. And you should note that in these ring systems like this, you can fly at full speed without worrying about the bumping into things. What is up here? Ah, the probe, of course. And Sentinel gantries. We'll salvage you. Why not? Okay. And then let's take a look here, of course. Double salvage. Always. And then we'll take a look at this planet. The bitterly cold surface of Sentinel rolls beneath you, the poles locked in endless winter. Only lucky arrangements of weather produce marginal habitability in small regions. And indeed, there is a weak radio signal detectable in the midst of just such a conjunction. It transmits a weak transponder signal in Hegemony standard protocol, an old code, but it checks out. A sensor sweep reveals a tiny settlement with signs of primitive industry and agriculture. So let's maybe hail the signal on comms. Your standard comms request gives no return. If there is a comms network or even an emergency survival unit on the surface, it's either damaged or can't make a connection. Your comms officer tries more unconventional workarounds, from a suite of ancient standards used to ping drifting domain error relics, to the latest suite of underworld methods that would earn a stern look from any honest customs officer, lossy but easily mistaken for background noise by sensor grids. All attempts are fruitless. Sir, we might have to make contact the old-fashioned way, your comms officer reports apologetically. Let's go take a shuttle down. You step off the shuttle, the frosty ground crunching beneath your boots. Your envirosuit has no trouble keeping you completely comfortable despite the biting winds. The settlement is about a kilometer off. You landed at a polite distance on a rocky plateau to avoid disturbing some muddy gray fields of some kind of agricultural effort. Let's approach the settlement. A party of the inhabitants wearing masks and hoods meet you halfway. Their guards at the back hold weapons slung. Standard domain fab carbines. Their clothing is repurposed utility forge cloth, the type used to line cargo bays and maintenance conduits. They wear adornments denoting status made of worn but well-polished military insignia. Winged phoenixes and stars. Hegemony crew survivors. And they've been here for a long time from the looks of it. A leader steps forward, pulling off her goggles. "Did we win?" she asks. We ask, the first AI war or the second? We have Skiren, the commander here. The leader exchanges glances with her companions, taking in the implication of your words. You are invited to the settlement to continue your conversation out of the cold. These castaways have not forgotten hospitality, in their manner. Or perhaps their leader, an elder by the name of Skiren, called Commander by her lieutenants, knows the wisdom of controlling the spread of potentially explosive news from outside the sector. Let's follow them. You are led to a cluster of neat, low structures, earthworks and hull panels spotted with forge glass and chimney. The streets are clean and the citizenry uniformed by job role. Despite fixing you with open stairs, they do not falter in their assignments. Commander Skiren welcomes you and your party into a central meeting hall. It is warm and festooned with hegemony paraphernalia. Uniforms, weapons, etched insignia from supply case lids. The hand-worked reverence brings to mind a Ludic shrine that has undergone conversion to worship a martial god. You pretend to sip a wretched yeast-derived ersatz tea, coffee maybe, given to you by Skiren's attendants. I'm going to not lie, just keep my mouth shut. You come from the core worlds, yes? Skiren asks. We must get back in contact with our proper chain of command. The protocols command it. Behind her, attendants and guards all mumble something in unison. You think you catch the word protocols. Will you bring word of us to the Persian hegemony of the 14th Battle Group? They must have survived, yes? The protocols promise that you'll be rewarded, and we, saved. Behind her, in unison, you hear intoned the words, reward and salvation, in not quite the sing-song of group prayer. Now you can see the strange gleam in Skiren's eyes, as if she is looking up at the unwitting savior from her religion, and at the same time something like fear, even panic, under the mania. You're an outsider. They don't have outsiders here. I think let's catch her up on the current history of the sector. One of your guards passes you the satchel with datapads preloaded with current affairs primers. Used by salvers on the fringe, these are kept up to date for a reasonable subscription fee, and statistically proven to ensure an efficient transition into contemporary society for temporal refugees from cryosleepers to D-civs and castaways. Skiren and the others treat your datapads like holy artifacts, touching them delicately. They know haltingly how to use the interfaces, but it is clear that they have been cut off from sophisticated nanoforge output for a long, long time. Dun-dun! You and a handful of senior officers take in their quiet discussion and reactions to the current state of affairs. Their linguistic drift is no worse than any cryo case you've met before. We thank you for this intel, Captain, Skiren says, handing a datapad back to you. Much has changed, but it brings me great satisfaction to know that the command awaits us. Command is salvation, they say together, behind her. Let's ask her some questions. The protocols allow for conditional intel sharing, Skirin says, giving you a hesitant look. Your own candor is appreciated, so ask. Let's see. Can you tell me about these protocols? Yes, of course, she nods. They are the regulations which we adhere to. They ensure continuity of the mission. We have followed the protocols for many... She looks back at her retinue, who have started mumbling something prayer-like, and gives a brief wave of admonition. They go quiet, and Skirin turns back to you. For over 100 cycles, we have followed the manuals and retaught the training of our ancestors. We follow the orders left for us to carry out. Until we receive orders otherwise, this is as it must be. Behind her, you hear a chorus of reverent eyes and affirmation. Tell me, how did you come to live in this place? Thankful for your openness, Commander Skirin seems pleased to share the story of her settlement. We are descended from the crews of a Hegemony flotilla active during the Great AI War. The, first AI War, as you call it, Skirin explains. None of the original crew survived, for it has been over 100 cycles since planetfall. We have maintained continuity of command. She touches the crest attached to her uniform. As per Hegemony cutoff protocols, the protocols are survival. The protocols are life, they say together behind her. Moving delicately away from the subject of protocols, you inquire about the details of the lost crew's survival. Skirin tells of building infrastructure to survive the elements, of assembling a crude industrial and bioproductive base, using survival manuals, scrapped materials, and the simple nanoforges they could adapt from the remains of their fleet. Their story is one of remarkable endurance and adaptability, the grist of countless genre holodramas. You get the feeling, however, that Skirin is holding something back. I'm going to not probe that, because I have a feeling that we need to not annoy her. What happened to your starships? Skirin's face goes into a blank, just following orders expression you know very well. Protocol forbids me from discussing strategic matters in a time of war. I would need authorization from command. Command is salvation, they say together behind her. But, she pauses, looking troubled, I will say this much. We faced great danger. You should be watchful. Do you want to stay here? Skirin exchanges a quick look of incomprehension with her lieutenants. It is our duty to stand by our post until we receive new orders from command. Duty is life, they mutter behind her. I think let's go ahead and ask. I feel that there is some danger here that you aren't telling me about. Skirin gives you another of her blank looks, wrestling with the demands of protocols. After a moment's consideration, compassion eases her expression. Protocol forbids me to reveal intel, Skirin says, but it is known fact that our ancestors came here to fight Tritachion's AI warfleets. They are not limited, as we are, by the human lifespan. Her gaze goes upward for a moment, toward the fearful skies. So, probably talking about the AI fleet we came across earlier. One of her lieutenants uses the lull to speak up. A cycle ago, the lights in the sky. We don't know what those were, Skirin shouts to silence the lieutenant, and rewards them with a look that promises disciplinary action. She turns back to you, composed. There may be someone, or something, out there and operational. Our sensors are not sophisticated. She taps next to her eye. That is all we can say. Let's leave. You are escorted to the rim of the Iraqi Plateau, where your shuttle awaits. Skirin reminds you again to return to Hegemony space and tell command about Sentinel. About to step aboard, you notice a stark white fragment of bone in a gravelly rill. You pause in your step. It must be a fibia or tibia, maybe. You suspect that the protocols would demand orderly containment of the honored dead. So, this? Whatever it was done many cycles ago. And we are out of there. We have these gantries here. Let's take a look at what's in these cargo holds. Wow, okay. So we have here another abandoned station, or an abandoned station, where we could leave some supplies if we wanted to, and take the rest. Well, why not, right? Take the rest of those back. And there's also in here some very badly damaged ships. So we could take these if we wanted to, but I'm inclined to leave these here for now, because we don't have the resources to fix them up, and I think they're going to be a bit of a drain dragging them home, although we could just bring them with us and then leave them somewhere at home. So you know what? Let's see how that affects our fuel range. Oh yeah, we can get to Corvus. That should be just fine. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and we're going to get out of here, take these ships with us, and let's take a look at them real quick. So these are standard ships, the Eagle and the Enforcer, but these are of the 14th Battle Group style. That is a mod that is built into some ships, and what it does is it increases their armor by 100, a flat 100, with an 8% reduction in speed and maneuverability, as well as a 5% increase in flux dissipation and capacity. So typically these are slightly better, if slightly slower, than their standard counterparts from the non-14th Battle Group setup. But let's get into the map, and I'm going to lay in a course for Corvus. I want to go to Asharu, because there is an abandoned terraforming platform here that makes for a great place to just store some junk. And boy, do we have junk in spades. Go ahead and speed this up. And we are off. I'm going to zip us through hyperspace here, and I will see all of you when we are back in Corvus. Okay, so here we are at Corvus. I'm thinking this is probably Asharu. Let's go ahead and take a gander. Yep. So we're going to just hop up to here, and we're going to use our transverse jump ability to hop right into the planet. Again, remember that when you do transverse jump, it does not warn you about your transponder being off. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and hop on in. And there we go. So Asharu is a really handy place. We can hop over here to the abandoned terraforming platform, and if you are new to the game here, you will find here a single, this is a Mercury, Hermes class shuttle, you can take out if you want to. They're not particularly useful. They have 3 small ballistic hardpoints, or turrets, one of the two, and they have some maneuvering jets, but they're not really designed for combat. They are a civilian grade hull. But this is a great place to just leave dead weight, as well as a whole bunch of everything else you want to leave here, like all this junk. I'm going to leave probably our AI cores, definitely, and probably all of these guns. Now the nice thing is that when you do have this storage here, you can come and use your stuff here all you want. So you can come and refit your ships, and you can pull stuff from the storage. No problem. I'm going to add these to our list here, and like that, we have now dropped about 350 or so of our junk we were carrying, and we are feeling much, much lighter. And then, even nicer is that we have Asharu right here. So we can go down and sell stuff, like we have a little bit of transbotonics and ore and stuff. This can fetch a better price in some places, but with only 44, it's generally not really worth the effort. We're going to get, we get 1,000 extra on top of what we are selling it for here, so I'm not super worried. Now, this stuff, this is expensive stuff. So this would be worth about 13 grand over at Coatl, so I'm thinking we'll go there. There's also the drugs here, which we'll have to go to the black market to trade. They're 163 a pop here. We can sell them at Chickamaztock, also in the same system as Coatl here, and we can get a lot more money for them. So these will be 15k here. We'll get probably 20 couple there. And then metals. Now we're at kind of the part of the game where I like to start keeping some metal around. Just about 50 or so. Keep going. That way, if we do need to do any relay building in the stable points in the system, then we have the materials for it. So I'm thinking we will take this and we will go over to Coatl and what's the other one? Chickamaustock? Yes. We'll go over there and we will sell these over there as best we can. And we might have to just sell these in the black market with our transponder on and then be like, oh no, you caught me doing nothing. So we will see how that goes. But that is going to happen in the next episode. I think this one is about long enough. In between episodes, I am going to probably, well, not buy any ships here apparently. Ooh, Medusa. Yeah, I might buy a couple ships here and there and add them to our fleet because we are ready to start expanding a bit, especially with destroyers. I'm not as interested in cruisers yet, although if we happen across a good one, then I will absolutely snatch it up. There are a couple that I have my eyes on for a good cruiser to act as kind of an early mid-game fleet anchor, but they're not here, and this is not it. The Colossus is definitely not what I'm looking for. But I might be interested in picking up like this Medusa, which has a very doable D-mod, a spotless hammerhead, and a Condor, which would be our very first actual carrier. So I'm going to mess around here and maybe run over to Jangala and see what else they have there. I won't leave the system though, and I won't go far and do anything story-wise. But that will be for the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed the exploration and the bit of combat right at the front there. That was a big battle for us. It was a real nice one with all the experience we got and the loot. And I hope you're looking forward to the next episode. As always, my name is Hezm Kurazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.